You can't hear me. You know why?
And now, why?
I was muted.
The whole time?
The whole time. And I was just talking and talking, and nobody said anything in the comments.
It's okay. It
Oh my
happens.
goodness.
It happens.
Okay.
It happens. Don't worry.
That is the first time that ever happened.
It happens. I've done it a couple times.
Really? Oh my
I
goodness.
thought I was live and I wasn't live. I'm just talking.
Talking.
And
Oh my
no
goodness.
live. Okay. Yeah, that Yolanda said, yeah, I was pushing buttons. That's what I was doing too. I was like, maybe it was my sound.
No, but then she finally comes in there and she puts something in the private chat. Says, Terry, you're not. You're muted. Thank you, Yolanda.
Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday.
Evidently it is. Well, I was sharing some things from this week in tech history.
Okay, let's hear them.
Over from the site, and so I wanted to share this information. Oh, Fran's here.
Okay.
So maybe she'll share from this week in tech history, since I spent the morning miming this. Miming.
It happens. It happens.
So let's see.
Hi, Fran. So Terralina's been here talking all this time and was muted.
I was muted.
Were you?
Uh-huh.
We were pushing buttons. Yolanda pushing buttons. I'm pushing buttons going, maybe it's me.
What is really going on here?
Okay.
So this is the official start of the program.
The program. Right. So you can start with this week in tech history.
Hey, and I want to shout out to Dr. Tachi over here on Clubhouse.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tachi.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, okay. So let's see, where shall I start? I'm going to start here. May 23rd, 1903, in Paris, France, and Rome, Italy, Paris, France, and Rome, Italy are connected by telephone for the first time.
Okay.
That is 1903. Wow. Old world gets connected. All right. May 24th, 1844, Samuel Morse sends the first telegraphic message over a line from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore. The message, what has God wrought, was transmitted to his partner, Alfred Vail, who retransmitted the same message back to Morse. This formally opened America's first telegraph line, launching America's first form of instant communication in history. The biblical text was selected by Annie Ellsworth, the teenage daughter of the U.S. Commissioner of Patents. Okay, so that technically was the first text message?
Yes.
In
instant message, yes.
Yeah, 1844. Okay, we have another first. First night baseball game, May 24th, 1935. The first night Major League Baseball game is played in Cincinnati. The hometown Reds defeated the visiting Philadelphia Phillies 2-1. Night baseball caught on around the league very quickly, except for the Chicago Cubs, who didn't play a home night game until 1988.
I know. 50 years later. I don't know.
Baseball fans might know, but I don't. May 25th, 1977, the motion picture Star Wars is released in 32 U.S. theaters. The film will immediately break records unlike any before it, essentially becoming the first blockbuster in history. The film's unprecedented use of special effects sparked by a revolution of movies using technology-based visual effects. Perhaps the film's greatest contribution to technology was the creation 2 years earlier of the company Industrial Light and Magic, which is still the leading special effects house in the industry. May 25th, 1983, The third installment in the original Star Wars trilogy, Return of the Jedi, is released 6 years to the day after the first Star Wars movie. Return of the Jedi continued to raise the bar in special effects technology that its predecessor set. The film's final space battle, for example, was a size and scale unprecedented at that time. Let's see. Okay, so Bill Gates' internet tidal wave, May 26, 1995, realizing his company had missed the boat in estimating the impact and popularity of the internet, Microsoft CEO Bill Gates issues a memo titled The Internet Tidal Wave, which signaled the company's focus on the global network. In the memo, Gates declared that the internet was the most important single development since the IBM personal computer, a development that he was assigning the highest level of importance. Still, it is curious why it took someone who was regarded as a technology innovator so long to realize this. This is the guy writing the article. And my final story, Windows version 2.1, May 27th, 1988, Microsoft releases two versions of Windows 2.1, one for the 286 computers and one for the 386 computers. Okay, so he asked the question, does anybody remember this version? And it says not many people do. It wasn't until version 3 that Windows had any sort of appreciable user base.
Mark's got some comments. What's he saying? And now, Terry, we fear at a wall that isn't there and will walk against the wind. Yes. Okay. Talking about my miming the show this morning. Wrigley Field did not like those fancy things like lights, according to Mark. It's just way too modern for him. Way too modern. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
All right, ladies. Well, I've got a couple of articles, Fran. So, and I don't think I'm going to mime them this morning. I think I'm going to actually talk to you guys this morning. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here and see if I can come up with a couple of things. The Chrome tab. Okay, that's good. Let's see if it's showing. Is it showing on the screen now? This particular portrait of the Queen was put together by a robot.
What?
Yes, it was painted by a robot. And I'm like, okay.
Robot didn't do too bad.
No, it did. This is a portrait of the Queen painted by a humanoid robot artist has been unveiled ahead of the Platinum Jubilee. And it's painted by AI robot, an artificial intelligence robot, and it has cameras in its eyes and draws on computer memory to turn digital data into physical drawings and paintings using a robotic arm. So let me see if I can scroll down here and actually show you the robot. Hold on, because sometimes I get dizzy when people be scrolling. Okay, can you see her?
Yeah.
That's the robot.
That's the actual robot. D.I.
She's in a chair with a wig.
Studio. And she is in the chair painting on an easel. You can see the easel over there. And they have programmed her to paint pictures. I thought this was phenomenal. I mean, we've seen robots do a lot of things.
Dr. Tachi, go ahead.
Is anybody else scared? I'm just asking.
Well, listen, you don't get scared yet, because there is an actual story that I don't really want to get into, but I'm going to mention this, and that is that Dyson, the people who make the Roombas.
No, they don't make Roombas, but they make vacuums.
They make vacuum cleaners. Okay, that go around. You can program their vacuum cleaners. At any rate, they have hired over 2,000 people this year, and of them, 250 engineers are there to help them develop robotic devices to help around the house. And the article was showing the different arms setting the table, picking up toys. I know every new mother would appreciate that. Picking up picking up baby's toys. So now you can get skirt. It's like, what? Where does this end?
It's like the movie. Okay, we keep talking about iRobot, and that's what they did. They were picking up toys, baking pies, and doing stuff, and you're like, yeah, get back in your house. And I was like, whoa.
And for those of you who can't see the picture, the robot, the framework is metallic, but they have put a facade over the head, so she looks humanoid. She looks like a human.
It looked like a wig head with hair.
Exactly. So yeah, I think I heard Dr. Tachi breathe.
And I think it's just the perception that we have of robots, in all the movies that we've seen that kind of make people give pause anytime any of this type of stuff happens. But it could be really good.
Okay. Well, if you like that.
Okay, we're going back to the people who program them and the people who use them. So it may be good.
Yes.
But it's good to a point. It's good up to the user.
She's also able to converse using specially designed language.
Wow.
For instance, she can say things like, I'd like to thank Her Majesty the Queen for her dedication and for the service she gives to so many people. She's an outstanding, courageous woman who is utterly committed to public service. I think she's an amazing human being, and I wish the Queen a very happy Platinum Jubilee.
Okay, so she read a text. Okay.
She's programmed to
the robot.
Because that sounded very robotic.
That sounded very robotic.
Yes, she's been programmed to give accolades to the Queen along with the portrait.
Yes, Dr. Tachi was asking if that's they put it together to show what it could be if she did that right. It wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know about congratulating the Queen and the King and all of that. That's why I was like, wait, who said this?
I think it's somebody who wrote the script.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and had her read it.
She has to be programmed. I mean, she didn't come up with that on her own.
We wouldn't want her to either.
Because then we really are scared. Okay. Oh my goodness.
That is not what we want.
Mark has a lot of.
He says the robot is a suck up.
Whoever programmed her is too. So
okay. He says, let's see. I love a robot that can paint, but I would rather have one that will clean my tub. Yeah. Well, Dyson's working on that. Let's see. Did the Queen have to sit for it? I don't know. I don't think so. So they probably took a picture and then started programming her like paint by number or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's really
maybe it looked, it could have looked at an official portrait or something and then made or one of the pictures.
Digitized it and then programmed it into her. I don't know how that works since I'm not a
coder.
But yeah, wow. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you. And then I have one more thing, and then I'll get off the stage after my pantomime this morning. Let's see here. I want to share with you the fact that Gucci has gotten into the Roblox game.
Oh boy.
I know my granddaughter's in the Roblox, so I know what you're saying. Let's see here. Yeah. Can you see that?
We can see it. Yep.
Okay, good. All right. Gucci has built this city they had a short-term thing going for a while in within Roblox, and it was only up for 2 weeks, and they made millions of dollars on that. But now they have put together this city, and
Hmm.
I know. Welcome to Gucci Town. That's what this is.
Oh,
Gucci
yeah.
Town.
They
Gucci
could have come
Town.
up with a better name.
You see that? See all the little areas?
Yeah, we see the logo.
Yes,
And then
and then the little spin-offs on the side are the various
yeah.
stores.
So it's like a town square,
It's
and on the ground
exactly.
is the Gucci logo. I'm
Thank
describing
you
for Clubhouse,
describing that for us.
and
Thank
then
you.
there's little buildings offshoot of the logo on the ground. So I guess you could walk into these little places and shop. Oh look, there's
Exactly.
a little Gucci store right there. Did you see it? Right
Yeah, I
there.
saw it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Gucci store. I don't know what that was, a basketball court over there on the left,
Right.
but um,
It's
I'm just,
something
yeah.
weird. 'Cause
I'm,
we're looking top down, Clubhouse.
yes.
We're looking top down instead of
Mhm.
like
So
level.
it says here that Gucci's making a presence inside of Roblox a little more permanent. The fashion brand previously collaborated with them for a short-lived experience like the surreal Gucci Garden last year, and it now is releasing a more persistent space called Gucci Town. The space features a central garden. See that?
Yeah.
And links together various areas, including a space for mini games. I guess that's it over on the right,
Okay.
and a cafe. Okay. And then also in this little area is a virtual store where the players can, of course, purchase wear for their avatars, virtual
Hmm.
Gucci gear for their avatars. The company says that the virtual outfits make use of Roblox's new layered clothing technology. I don't know if you're familiar with that. What it means is they can layer it on top of other outfits. They can layer it over their avatar's body, so it
And how
fit.
much does this cost?
Yeah, because that was I was trying to.
Well, we don't know because the store is not quite released yet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming.
It's
So this is
coming.
see this little cafe?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that was kind of pretty.
Well, you really can't drink the coffee or nothing, really, right?
Well,
So
it's think paper dolls.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, so when you have to break for
Yeah,
lunch, you got to leave.
So
we
I
brought
believe
that up before about the paper dolls. Remember that?
exactly.
Dr. Tachi, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at the because the overhead view, I was not impressed when I was when I was looking at the overhead view. But now that we're like actually inside the space and looking at it, it actually looks quite nice. What
Mhm.
I'm wondering is obviously there are other people that use it, and I'm not as familiar. Like I don't have a Roblox account. I don't go in there. I go in other metaverse spaces. But what is the percentage of people that are older that can appreciate maybe Gucci, getting Gucci wearables? What is the percentage of older people that use Roblox?
Well, here's the deal, Doc. I'm thinking about this. It says that Gucci says that more than 20 million players visited the garden last week, despite it only being available for 2 weeks, and it expects the new space to steadily evolve over time. So,
Right.
and
Did
then
they buy anything in that garden?
yeah, huh?
Did they buy anything in the
Did they
garden?
buy anything in the garden?
I have not. I'm sure that because it was limited, people like limited edition stuff. And since it's only limited to 2 weeks, if they offered something, I don't know because I wasn't really aware of, what was going on in that garden for 2 weeks, or if they were just trying to see how many people would visit. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I want to say is that they are curating an audience amongst young people. They start with baby shoes and blankets and
Right.
strollers, and I'm like, does it really require all that? But everybody's got their own, you know.
See, I kind of know where Dr. Tati is going with this, because this,
Mhm.
what Gen Z can afford or care about Gucci. And
Mhm.
I think I read an article last week or before, I have to see, where brands, and we've been talking about branding for this whole month, that this is where you have to take your audience, because Gucci is aware that they have to get their brand in front of younger
Yes.
crowds, even though they might not be able to afford it right now because of
Mhm.
brand recognition. I read that in the article, that's what, and that's the smart thing to do, is like they know that maybe they can't buy Gucci now, but they're going to age out. Like
Exactly.
millennials now 40. So they know that if they can get in front of them as a brand when they're young, they might carry that awareness with them to when they get to the point where they can afford it, they will buy. Does that make sense?
Yes, and Gucci's
Yeah,
not the
it
only one
makes
in
sense.
this
But
space.
I think I apologize. I think I'm also wondering if they are going to because people visit it definitely, and there is that brand awareness, brand recognition. When you look at things like in what we call the Web 2 space, where we are now,
Mhm.
influencers from YouTube, etc., that are, you see the beauty and fashion influencers. They're wearing Gucci, but they're like in their 20s, right? So I'm wondering if they're going to, but they do have younger audiences who will watch them. So I'm wondering if they're going to do things like partner up with influencers in the in the Web 2 space, and bring them into Web 3, so that it's Gucci by Jackie Ina, or what, times
Right.
Jackie Ina, that type of thing, that people have, so that people have a
Right.
something to connect with, so they could have an
Right.
avatar. I'm wondering if they're going to do that, and I don't know.
They might, Dr. Todd, you're right. They might do that. Because that makes sense, as far as like, if a brand is looking into, influencer marketing, they're doing that. They're attaching themselves to that influencer's audience, and
Right.
getting carried along. It's like that. What's that story about some animal crossed the river and the scorpion was on the back? It's that kind of thing. Like, the brand is going along with the bigger influencer, because they want to get in front of those eyeballs for brand recognition down the road.
Your Aesop fables. Just
Yes.
I can't remember the name. It was some animal, and the scorpion got on the back and to cross the river. And then when he got over there, the scorpion stung him and said, "Why? Because I'm a
It's my
scorpion.
nature.
It's my nature. I'm a scorpion."
Mhm.
But we're getting off track.
But
Those things
over
at the
here,
top of my head.
in the article, it talks about the fact that Roblox experiences, the fashion company also teamed up with esports organizations 100 Thieves for a backpack. So, and then on Microsoft for a very expensive Xbox. And so evidently they're putting in little things for people to purchase.
Yes.
So to get that brand recognition and get it in front of the next generation, it's all evidently. And then Burberry is over there in Honor of Kings, and Longchamp is in Pokemon. So they've also to pick their venue in which to, what would you say, spotlight or show off their
Right.
goods and wares, to get that brand recognition down into these young people who are just entering gaming.
Right.
Got a couple of comments here. One from Life Restyle by B. Campbell. And hello, everyone. And then she also gave a shout out to you, Dr. Tachi. And then Mark has a comment. He says there are lots of prep school kids that can afford and would buy those clothes for their avatars.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. So the beat goes on with the brands and
Cool story. I like,
people wanting
this
to,
is good to know.
be a part. Yeah, because my granddaughter plays Roblox constantly. So, if I see this, we're going to have a discussion.
So for those who are just getting into gaming, or who may have been in it, Roblox is kind of like what Sims used to be. Okay.
Yes.
So it's just another.
But with Roblox, I think there's it's based like Discord. Like, there's different servers you join, and you can make your own server and like a server is like your world. Like
Right. So
making
you can create your own
Mhm.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And curate who you play with.
Right. Who you play
You
with, you
can
can
limit
boot
it
people
to
out, you can, all that stuff.
Mm.
and
So
make up your own little games. Like she was on there. Oh no, this is the rule, and they were making up rules, and I was like, oh okay.
and we're talking about us going into Web 3.0 and metaverse, and these kids are already there using it. Like, yeah, we're here already. We're
Yeah,
Robloxing. We're what's it, Minecraft?
Mm-hmm.
yep.
All that
Minecraft was the big thing. Yeah.
stuff. Hmm.
Wow. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share today, ladies. I'm going to stop sharing,
Good.
and I hope you gained something from that.
We did.
All right. So
We
we're going to
did.
put you in position there,
We
Terry.
did. Okay.
Mhm.
Are you ready for what's going on this week in social media news? Are you ready?
I don't know. Let me drink some water. Hold on.
All right, so we always like to start with Snapchat. Snapchat had some things going on. Let me find it. I got my iPad here. Yeah, so Snapchat has something. They're developing parental control features.
Oh.
They're going to introduce a new parental control feature called Family Center, which will allow parents to see who their teen is friends with on the app, as well as who they've been messaging with over the past 7 days. And then this is some of the things that came up with their new front presentation that they had earlier in May. So the company says that they reach more than 75% of 13 to 34-year-olds in over 20 countries, and 80% of the U.S. Gen Z population have watched at least one of its Snap original shows. So those are the shows that they put in Snap. Because if you're not familiar with Snap, Snap is like Instagram. There's so many things in different spots going on. So Snapchat has a private messaging group feature. You could also send private stories. You can make public stories. They use influencers like DJ Khaled to make stories in a different part of the app when you go in. There's a map feature. There's all there. They even have their own not challenges, but where you make a video and you can make so much money off of it. I forgot what it's called, but they got so many things going on in Snap. So they're going to, well, they said they started testing it in October, and they said oh, sorry. They explained the feature would give parents better visibility into how teens use this service and make them feel more comfortable with the app. Them being the parents, I guess, because if you're using it, you're already comfortable. So this family center feature allows parents to see who their teen is friends with on the app, and you'll have visibility into who they've chatted with over the past 7 days, but not the contents of the conversations. And it looks like it's going to be screenshots. It says the screenshots additionally explain that parents will be able to assist their teen in reporting abuse and harassment if needed. So that's one of the things Snapchat. So they're doing a family center. I don't know if it's gonna be like, I remember Instagram was putting something out for families, but the teenager had to give the parent permission. I don't know if this is the same thing, because you would have to get permission. But personally, I feel like if I'm paying for the phone, I get to see what's on the phone. I'm like, give me the phone. It's my phone. I pay for it. So if I want to see and set up parental controls, I will. But that doesn't keep the teen from making a Finsta or a fake whatever. But I think in Snapchat, I'm not sure, you can only have one profile, so maybe that doesn't work with Snapchat. But that's what Snapchat is working on. One more thing, Snapchat is adding something called shared stories, enables users to invite other Snapchatters to contribute to their story with their own takes and insights. Something like the remix feature, or what is it called in TikTok? It has another name. It's not called remix. Duet. And then they have Reels has something too, where you can take somebody's reel and then remix it. I'm not sure the terminology is not coming to me, but that's what's coming to Snapchat.
Okay.
So, but they're calling theirs shared stories. So you'll be able to remix yourself with somebody else's story. So that's what's going on with Snapchat. Now let's move on to. I think I have something from YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. YouTube is rolling out content-specific creator analytics for YouTube Shorts and live streams. They didn't have that before. So if you have a YouTube channel, you know about the analytics you can see on your channel for your uploaded videos and I believe your live streams. But now they're adding in YouTube Shorts. So these analytic displays will help creators better understand how their different types of content are performing. So there'll be reach and engagement tabs. Let's see what else they'll have. The content tab will provide options to further break down the data by content type. Creators will notice videos, shorts, live, and post tabs that will provide reach and engagement data that previously wasn't broken down by content types. Now, the quote from YouTube: the ability for creators to see and compare the viewership of different video formats will help them make content strategies that work best for their channel. So this is going to be rolled out. It says rolled out to YouTube Studio by May 31st. Creators will notice the change on desktop, iOS, and Android. So if you're into analytics like I am, this is good news for you. If you're putting shorts on your YouTube channel, because they haven't broken that engagement out in analytics. So this is what YouTube is doing.
All right. Mark had a comment regarding Snapchat.
Okay, let's go.
He got jokes too. Amber, who is this friend host for hire that you've been talking to on Snapchat? A school friend?
Hold fire. Ooh, that's it exactly. They'll be able to see. They'll see that you talk to hosts for hire, but they won't see the conversation. So, and remember, Snapchat has that private option, so that's why Snapchat is doing that for parents.
Right.
Well, okay. So now we're going to have these. You know how they do the different profiles on Instagram? You got the
Finsta,
right?
Yeah. Now you're gonna have some stuff going on Snapchat. I mean,
well, that was the question. I was like, I think. Let me see. While
you just create another account.
I don't know if you can have more than one.
Right, and because it follows the device, if I am not mistaken.
Right.
So when you start logging in
with the phone number, so
you may not be able to create more than one.
Right.
And then the analytics of your face.
Because there's so many things in here.
So you're gonna have to get past there.
Okay, this is good.
Let me see. I don't believe you can log in with more than one profile. Like, Instagram, you can create
five or
eight,
something, but on Instagram you can have more than one account, and
TikTok, and you can switch between them.
Right, and TikTok too.
Right, TikTok too, but Snapchat is a different animal, so they're like, you gotta, you can only, because they get your name, username, birthday, mobile number, email, Bitmoji, all that stuff. So I don't see any options
for you to add an account.
Right. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of stuff in here. Well, I got to clear my cache. Using up space on my phone. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so that's Snapchat. We did YouTube. Now we're going to talk about Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter has agreed to pay $150 million for breaking privacy promises. This is part of a settlement that the social media company misrepresented the security and privacy of user data over several years. So the FTC says that between May 2013 and September 2019, Twitter asked users for personal information to secure their accounts, but then use that information to target users with ads, which that's a no-no. That's a no-no. So here's the quote. Said specifically, while Twitter represented to users that it collected their telephone numbers and email addresses to secure their accounts, Twitter failed to disclose that it also used user contact information to aid advertisers in reaching their preferred audiences. So you're not supposed to do that. That information is supposed to be to secure your account, two-factor authentication, but they were using that well, okay, if you're going to run ads on Twitter, we can give you this information, which they're really not supposed to. So
Mm.
they have to pay out for breaking that privacy policy. And Twitter has rebranded its media website to focus on creators with a new Create Hub. So all this is that instead of if you knew about Twitter Media, they're not calling it Twitter Media. They're calling it Twitter Create. If you care about this, I was like, who cares? Who even knew about Twitter Media? So they're saying this website is a new hub for creators to access resources, product information, and tips for getting the most out of Twitter. Now, with this rebrand, Twitter is saying it wants to make it easier for creators to understand how they can use Twitter's creator products and connect with other creators. So they changed the handle. That Twitter has like all these things that they have going on. They all have their own Twitter account. So this Twitter account was at Twitter Media, and now it's at Twitter Create. So they want to do this because they're trying to get in on the creator craze, the creator world economy, where creators get to create content and they get paid for it. So Twitter's trying to get in on that. So that's all this is. It's just a name change.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to they're saying they want to support creators on this platform, compete with the monetization opportunities offered by other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And Snapchat. Snapchat is doing it too, the monetization. So Twitter is putting out their sign that, hey, we're trying to get in on this too. And we'll see. Twitter has a lot of volatile stuff going on with Elon Musk, the CEO. I think Jack Dorsey just stepped down from the board. So Twitter's got a whole bunch of things going on over there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what's going on with Twitter. Now, let's see. Yeah, TikTok. Let's move on to TikTok. TikTok is going to launch live creator subscriptions. There was talk about it, but now they're actually going to have these live creator subscriptions. So it's a program that will allow creators to generate recurring revenue with payments from the top fans. Now, again, I just said about Twitter wanting to do monetization here. TikTok is they're improving their monetization for creators. So they want subscribers will get a range of perks, including subscriber only chat, custom emotes, badges, and more. So the program launched on May 26th with a select number of creators. And I had something, let me see, they put a little tweet out. Let me see if I can bring it up so we can see it and you can hear it on Clubhouse. I'll bring that up. Just a little explanation. So I thought, hey, let's listen to it. And
get a chance to win an exclusive swag box by starting your subscription. Welcome to Live Subscription. For a limited time, get a chance to win an exclusive swag box by starting your subscription and inviting other creators. Live Subscription enables you to connect with your community on a whole new level and build sustainable monthly income. Your followers will now become subscribers and enjoy customized badges and emotes. By activating your subscriptions today, you can enroll in subscriptions by the invitation-only program. The more subscribers you and your invited friends gain, the more invites you'll get to share with other creators. You can check your rankings on the leaderboard. Remember, the top 20 creators every week will get profile frames and our exclusive swag box. If you don't have an invite yet, look for friends who have an invite or sign up for the waiting list at TikTok Live_creator.
Okay, so you can go to TikTok Live. What is it? TikTok Live_creator to sign up. But there's some limits. I think you have to have. Oh yes, TikTok says you have to be 18 years of age and have a minimum of 1,000 followers to access the live subscription features. Mm-hmm. Users have to be over 18 to purchase a subscription and to send or receive coins and gifts. Okay, mm-hmm. So they're trying this. They haven't given out the pricing yet, but they're saying it's comparable to Twitch. And Twitch's pricing subscriptions begin at $4.99 per month. And Twitch takes a 30 to 50% cut of subscription revenue. So it's going to be comparable to Twitch. That's Twitch's monetization schedule.
You heard what
Wow.
Dr. Tachi said?
Go ahead.
She said that's robbery.
30%. That is high.
YouTube, and I've heard this because I'm not in the YouTube partner program, but I've heard people who do live, and I've been on their live, and people give super chat on a live. They say don't give it on YouTube. They send them to their not Snapchat,
Cash
Cash
App.
App. They send them to Cash App,
Okay.
Patreon, whatever else they have, because YouTube takes 30% of the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, YouTube has. Go ahead.
Say it again, Dr. Tachi.
I said it's their platform. They can do what they bloody well want. But my thing with that is the advertisers are already paying these platforms for the space to advertise. So they're already making ad dollars. What they're then doing is also making ad revenue off of the creators as well. So it's like double dipping.
Agreed. I agree. And I think if you use these platforms, yes, but if they're taking 30 to 50%, I'm going to be like, I'm going to send you to my subscription that I have set up somewhere else where they're taking less. Like people have Patreons already set up. I was like, go to my Patreon or my website or something, because 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There you have it. And let's see what else. Okay, Facebook. Let's talk about Facebook Meta. What happened? Facebook users are receiving $397 checks over data privacy violations. So 1.4 million Illinois residents received checks up to $397. This is due to a class action lawsuit settled against Facebook. So just people in Illinois. So you living in Illinois, you got to check. And it's because there was the loss of $650 million class action lawsuit settled against Facebook because they illegally used facial recognition data gathered without consent to prompt users to tag their friends in photos. Now, why is this news? Because they're saying this is only the beginning. They're going to go after Google Photos, Shutterfly, and other social media platforms that are taking advantage of user data and information, just like with Twitter. So this is going to happen with other companies. But don't cry for them, Argentina, because what does Google make, like trillions?
Yeah.
I'm not crying. So this is a little drop in the bucket for them. Mark says, yes, I received a nice check for $397. Okay. They're saying, what else? Oh, they're saying that Illinois law is one of the strictest in the U.S., but similar laws also exist in Texas and Washington and are set to go in effect next year in California, Colorado, and Virginia. So there'll be more people getting more money because Facebook is doing what they're doing, and they can send you a $397 check because Facebook is making all this money. So it's like that's a little drop in the bucket for them. So don't cry for these tech companies or social media platforms. They know what they're doing. Twitter knew what it was doing. They knew it was against the law and the rules, and did it anyway. So look for that to come. And I have one more. So there's a new social media app called Yubo. YUBO is targeted at Gen Z. They are going to adopt a new age verification technique that uses live image capture technology to identify minors using this app in order to keep them separated from adult users. Now, this Yubo app was founded in 2015. It allows users to hang out in live stream rooms where they socialize, play games, and make new friends. So they are using this app, and they're going to use this service to keep kids from, because say for instance, Instagram, you have to be 13, right? But you can just put a date in and say I'm 13, 14, 15, but you're actually 10.
Yes.
And Instagram has no way of knowing that because they're trusting you to put the right data in. So this app is saying we're not doing that. We're gonna have some kind of technology, live image capture technology to identify minors. So they, when they sign up, I don't know what kind of system they're using, but they want to go a step further than just you putting your birth date in.
Okay.
And I don't know if I guess it's a she. Yubo, co-founder and CEO, says made this comment saying Generation Z sees no difference between online and offline life, and that's true. They don't. They have the same needs to socialize, and they don't see. Okay, well, there was an analog world. They never were part of that. So everything they do with a device, that's their world. So we have to remember that. But there are, apps like this and other things that they're trying to say, hey, we're going to keep these underage minors as far away from adults or joining the app as possible. So, and that's your social media news update for the week.
Wow.
Wow. Very interesting. Dr. Tachi, what you got for us?
Hey, how's everybody doing, by the way?
All is well.
Well, that's good. It's good that all is well. So we have a few things that we talked about on Mediascope and some we did not talk about on Mediascope. First thing being, we have a couple of Rust Wells. So if you know the iconic Goodfellas actor Ray Liotta, he actually passed away this week at the age of 67. And he's not just known for Goodfellas, but that was probably one of his most famous roles. That was 1990 that came out. But he also has a lot of hits like Marriage Story, The Sopranos prequel film, The Many Saints of Newark, and No Sudden Move. He just completed production on Cocaine Bear and was set to star in The Substance opposite Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley. And he also is going to appear with Taron Egerton, or Taryn, I don't know how to say that, in the upcoming Apple TV Plus series Blackbird. So Rust Well, that was sudden, I'm sure, and I think he was supposed to get married also. So yeah, he was engaged to be married to JC Natolo. So that's unfortunate. Rest well. We also have another Rest well, unfortunately, Andy Fletcher. For those of you that know the group Depeche Mode, I used to love Depeche Mode when I was young. So he is from the rock group Depeche Mode, the British rock group Depeche Mode. He died at the age of 60 this week as well. And the group actually made an announcement on Twitter saying, "We are shocked and filled with overwhelming sadness with the untimely passing of our dear friend, family member, and bandmate, Andy Fletcher. He had a true heart of gold and was always there when you needed support." And they did not reveal a cause of death, but rest well to Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode. So now that we have those past, let's talk about some more things. What's going on? I want to start a little bit with, since you brought up Roblox,
Yes.
let me talk a little bit about that in regard to Spotify. So Spotify launched its own island in Roblox. And so there's speculation as to whether or not it's going to launch a metaverse concert series, as if that's never happened before. They've been doing metaverse concerts, but obviously Spotify is big. They have the money to put behind this. So they're making the most substantial push into the metaverse thus far. And so they launched a Roblox activation called Spotify Island earlier this month. Oh. And now they're ready to expand its in this latest virtual space. It's a colorful new area called K-Park, and it will serve as for fans of Korean pop music. So if you're into K-pop, you might like K-Park. And they're also going to solidify Spotify's status as, quote, the first music streaming brand to have a presence on Roblox.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to do their thing in these various metaverses. So it's interesting. So they're going to take Roblox avatars to a series of portals on Spotify Island, and you can access the space's outlying areas, which the first of which launched May 24th, and also K-Talk. So if you're into that and you're into Roblox, you can look out for Spotify's new island.
I like
Spotify Island.
I like the name Spotify Island better than Gucci Town.
Yeah, that's exactly. And Spotify Island still has a lot left to be desired, but
right.
I think they could do better with the nomenclature. But I'm like, you came up with all these wonderful names for your brands, and now you just throw it away anyway. So that's what's happening. I wanted to mention that because Carolina brought up Roblox, and so we've got some media making their way in. Spotify is there.
Doc Mark has a couple of comments here. He said he met Ray Liotta once. He was nice. And then Mark said, Spotify Island in the metaverse. Turn left at Red Table and follow the signs.
Exactly. It's always a good time when Mark Ward is around.
Mm-hmm.
I know. He's just...
He's on it. He really is. So let's talk more about music since we started with music. Justin Timberlake has sold his song catalog to Hypnosis. It's a company called Hypnosis, and its $1 billion backed Blackstone fund. Hypnosis Song Management has used cash from their Blackstone-backed private fund to acquire the song catalog of Justin Timberlake. They say they've acquired 100% of all of Timberlake's copyright, ownership, and financial interests of the writers and publishers' share of the public performance income and the catalog of musical compositions written by Justin Timberlake. So what else is included in this sale? The worldwide administration rights to compositions, subject to the remaining terms of Universal Music Publishing Group's admin rights, which expire in 2025, so just under 2.5 years. This is very interesting because this is the first that I've heard of a younger artist doing this. It doesn't mean it's not happening, but Justin Timberlake is really high profile. He's younger. We heard Neil Diamond did that this year. There are a lot of other people who have sold off their music catalogs within recent years, but they tended to be older artists. So it's interesting that Justin Timberlake is doing it. But guess what? It's his music. He could do what he likes with it.
Wow.
So, by the way, his sales are currently in excess of 150 million, including 88 million as a solo artist and 70 million with NSYNC. He has 26.5 million monthly Spotify listeners, over 6.4 billion, and his total YouTube subscribers are fast approaching 10 million. So, this is no slouch of an artist here. They're getting something with this catalog. All right, let's still talk about music and hop on over to Sony Music. They are expanding the unrecouped balance program to more artists and songwriters. So, last June, Sony Music Group made an announcement, and it was a landmark announcement, that it would no longer apply existing unrecouped balances to earnings for eligible artists who were signed prior to the year 2000 and who hadn't received advances since. So you know how the music industry works, right? They front you the money. You really don't get anything out of it until they get all their money back. So there are still artists, though, that have unrecouped balances, and of course they were doing that. So basically what they're saying is they're not going to do that anymore if you were signed prior to the year 2000 and you haven't gotten any advances since. So like loan forgiveness, let's call it that.
Okay.
Right? So the move was launched because of an initiative called Artists Forward. And according to a statement from the company at the time, it focused on prioritizing transparency with creators in all aspects of their development. So it was extended to songwriters in July. with Sony Music Publishing revealing that it too would disregard unrecouped balances for qualifying songwriters. Now, Sony Music Group is expanding its unrecouped balance program to even more artists and songwriters. And going forward, Sony Music Group is expanding the program on a rolling basis to eligible unrecouped artists and songwriters globally who have been with Sony Music for over 20 years and haven't received an advance over 2 decades. Does this not sound like the student loan program?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
It does. So, but the fact that you have to have this kind of forgiveness means that there was something wayward about the practice to begin with, in my opinion.
Right.
The creators have gotten taken advantage of for decades when it comes to the music industry.
Yes.
And, in my opinion, many of them were not getting their fair share anyway because they were being charged for this, and that. And when you take a musician or you take a creator who is not used to this type of money, this type of wealth, and doesn't have adequate representation, there's no reason that you should be in the poorhouse and you are selling, lots and lots of songs and back in the day records. It was these companies taking advantage. So I think this is their quote reparations, but we'll see what that manages to do. Hopefully it alleviates some worries for some artists.
We have another comment from Mark Ward. He says, I'm selling my music catalog for $2.99.
I'll buy it. Do I have worldwide exclusive rights to use it as I wish?
I don't know, Mark.
We'll see what he says.
So that's what's happening in the music industry. Let's hop on over to the video media world and talk a little bit about Netflix. Why does it seem like I have more and more Netflix stories every week? Because they do so much. Netflix, as we said, they are having. Now I made this announcement that they were laying off quite a few people from Netflix, but it's not just about the lack of money. It also is revealing a larger diversity challenge in media and tech. So they just laid off 150 full-time employees and a number of agency contractors. But here's the thing. Many of them were the company's most marginalized employees. So here we go again. So it's interesting. There was a brief period of relief after the first round of layoffs for contractors who ran the audience-oriented social media channels like Strong Black Lead. Have you ever seen Strong Black Lead?
I have not.
Yeah, I'm following them on Twitter.
Yeah. So they have an account on here, not here, but on Instagram. Well, I only really follow them on Instagram, but you'll see posts that will pop up that are from Black movies, Black shows, moments from these products on there. And it's actually really cool because it's nostalgic and it's enjoyable. But so social media channels like Strong Black Lead, Most, and Calm Toto. But that calm didn't last because after they laid off a lot of them from Tudum or Tudum, I don't know how they say that. Then the channels they ran focused on Black, LGBTQ+, Latinx, and Asian audiences, amongst others. So according to protocol, they identified 40 people from marginalized backgrounds who lost their jobs in this latest round of cuts. Netflix didn't comment on the exact number who were from marginalized communities, but they did say among Netflix's full-time workers represent women and people of the representation of women and people of color remained the same. So out of 150, 40 of the people laid off were from marginalized groups. That's really not.
Wow.
Yeah, at all. So this is interesting. If you're interested, go to protocol.com and /workplace. You're going to be able to see and read more about it because it is quite a lengthy article, but the gist of it is that these are the people that can least afford to have this at this time. So and let me add this. They also cite a recent report by Tech Equity Collaborative, and they say this: contract and temp workers are more likely to be Black, Indigenous, Latinx, Asian, women, and non-binary people than those hired in the direct workforce. So this leads to what they call in the report occupational segregation. So obviously, if you're laying off contractors, and most of contract work is being done by underrepresented people, then you're going to have high numbers of cuts and layoffs when it comes to them. So it's something that needs to be fixed, because tech and also media, when it comes to these things, rely on an awful lot of contract work to get things done. So that's what's happening over on the Netflix train. But wait, there's more. So looking at Netflix and revenue, there is a report, analysts are saying that Netflix could actually boost their U.S. revenue by 21% with their ad-supported tier, which I reported last week on Media Scope. They're going to push forward this initiative sooner than what we thought. They said initially, I think it was Ted Sarandos said initially on the earnings call that they were going to do the ad-supported tier within a year or two. Well, it's coming by the end of this year, and I wouldn't be surprised, but they need that cash if they push it up. So doing the math, they're looking at the fact that they could generate as much as $2.5 billion in annual advertising revenue in the U.S. alone, while boosting the overall domestic revenue by 21%. And this is according to calculations published by The Information. So they've already told staff that they want to launch this. They're going to do this. And so we'll see whether or not it actually does that. So in addition to price hikes, in addition to ad-supported, it will be interesting to see. Now, it's funny because MC Curtis said, are they going to use that money to hire back the people they let go? Not likely. I don't know that that's the case. They could generate $2.5 billion, but I don't think that is enough to hire back all of these people, especially when it looks like to me they're already in a little bit of a pinch. So that's more of what's happening at Netflix. But wait, there's more.
Oh.
Yeah. So I said this on Wednesday. You know when you're driving and you look in the rearview mirror and there's another car like that's basically in your trunk because they're so close.
Yes.
You can't see their headlights.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Disney Plus is doing to Netflix. Netflix is saying, "Get thee behind me, Disney," but it's trying to creep up and trying to get in Netflix's trunk. However, new research is suggesting that Disney Plus Netflix can hold off Disney Plus until at least 2026. So it looks like they're going to weather the streaming storm. After all, they're still number one when it comes to streaming. And, even though Disney is on their coattails, they still have not surpassed them. So Deadline reported on this new research conducted by UK firm Omdia, and they suggest that Netflix is going to remain the world's most popular streaming service until at least 2026. Disney Plus is going to grow at a faster rate, but not going to eclipse them as soon as people previously thought, because people thought it was going to be by 2024. So let's rehash. Netflix lost over 200,000 subscribers between January and March. That's a heavy lead. That's hemorrhaging, basically. And a figure that's actually expected to exceed 2 million by the end of June.
Oh.
According to Omdia, the streamer is going to enjoy a small reversal of fortune to boost around 260 million subscribers to Disney Plus's 240 million in 2026. So it's a small gain. So Disney Plus is expected to be about 240 million. That's difference of 20 million subscribers. That's not a lot. So Netflix has some work to do. You cannot rest on your laurels. You were the only for a while, but then when there are other choices, and you're not providing a lot of great content for some people, people are going to look to other choices. If we look, there are a lot of, this is the last season of on Netflix, Stranger Things being one. So I know they're trying to milk this for all it's got, but you have a lot of things that are ending and or that you cancel. So to draw people back, the only thing that draws people back if you're a media outlet is good content.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you do, you can offer them prices, you can cheapen the price, but if it's not great content, I don't care if it's $2. That's $2 I can use someplace else. And then I don't have to be worried about you. So they've really got to look at what they're doing. Yeah, cutting expenses, but they've also got to look at what they're doing from a content perspective.
Okay, so here's a thought. I think Disney will catch and pass them just because of the mere fact that Disney doesn't do commercials.
Okay. There you go.
Well, but here's the thing. You don't have to have the ad supported
Version.
Yes, but they've already hiked the price up on the regular supported, the one with no ads. The price has gone up. So the ones with ads is probably the tier that everybody's on. Now they got to deal with commercials. Not that a commercial is bad, but that's going to be good for Disney, who doesn't have commercials.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. That just goes back to the fact that Netflix has some work to do in terms of content. Now, I wouldn't say I was seriously doubting Disney, but I did have some doubts in terms of Disney because I'm like, when you think Disney, you think
Princess,
Disney, children's programming, etc. You think they have a large library, but libraries are great, but are they also going to draw in new people? So, but they're doing a great job of getting people, retaining people. They did that whole thing of that promotion work where, what was it that you got a free year of Disney? Or free Disney or something. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But they've been doing a great job with their promotion. So I'm not as skeptical about Disney trying to weather things. However, Netflix has been in the streaming game a lot longer than Disney has. It doesn't matter how much money they have. They understand it. They know it. They were able to beat off Blockbuster. So it doesn't mean that you can rest in your laurels, but I think they have something up their sleeves.
I hope so, because I haven't been able to find any decent content over there.
right.
Somebody put some suggestions in the chat. I'd appreciate it. But
I
only reason I haven't turned it off is because of the grandkids. When they come, they want to go there.
And here's the thing about Disney, although I'm not pushing Disney, Disney was smart to have Marvel added to their stuff and Star Wars. And I was like, oh, snap. And they brought all of their stuff back to their house. Luke Cage, Jessica, whatever her name was.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, all of those, they brought them back to Disney's house.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the smartest thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
I don't know. I think there's a lot going on with all these streaming services. It's just getting ridiculous. And the fact that the price is going up and we're getting outside, I don't think that was a good timing.
Nope.
People trying to do something else besides sit in front of their TVs.
Right.
Well, they don't want you to, because my final story is that the NFL is set to launch a $5 monthly streaming service in July. Just when you thought we had enough streamers, the NFL said, "Oh, we don't have us."
And you know what? They might get a good following, because then people can unsubscribe from some of these exclusive things if that's all they watch is football. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people are holding on to cable. A lot of people are holding because their spouse likes that specific sport or whatever. And so, hey, it could be a real savings. They could
Mhm.
probably pirate a lot of clients from other streaming services. I think it's a good move.
Well, and so does the NFL, which is why they're doing it. But clearly, this is not for me because I don't give a damn about football. But
Yeah. It's
that,
not my thing either, but hey, some people are
yeah,
serious.
some people are serious. I can't understand, but it is what it is. And so they're planning to launch the service in July, according to a report from an NFL owner meeting by Sports Business Journal. It's going to feature live games on mobile phones and tablets, and it's expected to cost about $5 a month. And the games will be the same games that fans can see on TV in their local markets. It would replace the games that were available via Yahoo and other mobile carriers whose deals have expired. So it's going to be called NFL Plus. I don't know if I said that, but it would also have other content, possibly radio, podcasts, and team-created content. And this would actually give the league more data on its fans. There we go. There we go. That's it right there.
Mhm.
If I'm not getting data from you because you're simply buying a ticket and sitting in a stadium to watch, or you are watching from home and you're not tweeting about it, I don't have very much intel on you, but I can get some by urging you to subscribe to this streaming network. And data is like gold.
Yep.
Yep.
Digital gold.
It is.
Yep.
So, if you're a football fan, get ready. This could be for you. And that is my report.
Thank you, Dr. Tachi. Wow, we have had some lively conversation today about a lot of stuff.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, Terry, I'm gonna let you take us home.
Okay. I just want to. Oops, I've got stuff coming. Hold on.
Hey, Grammy.
Hey, Grammy, did you hear that? Okay. I need to put my stuff on Do Not Disturb. Hold on a second before we go any further. Uh, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I want everybody to be aware that BizChicks has a workshop coming up this Saturday. If you would like to be a part of that, simply direct message us. You can text biz to 33777, become a part of our community, and through there you can contact us, or you can contact us over on bizchicks.net. The workshop.
The workshop will be talking about text marketing, and we'll help you get yours set up.
So with that, we just want to remind you that we are so grateful for our contributors today. Thank you, Dr. Tachi, for all that you do over there on Clubhouse, and a big shout out to all the listeners on Clubhouse today. Also, we want to thank TJ for hanging in here with me with all the miming going on this morning.
That was fun.
Give a shout out to some of our super fans who tune in every day. We want to thank you again, Francine, for all that you do. And we are so excited about this upcoming workshop. We hope that you'll join us for that. And in the meantime, remember that we're here Monday, and I believe we have a First Monday coming up soon. So be sure to tune in for First Mondays, where we spotlight entrepreneurs throughout the BizChicks community. With that, it's okay to be successful in your business, people, and go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, and we'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.